Staged, a script reading. Monster survival skills during a Gremlin outbreak by DM Larson.
Okay, peeps. Today we are here to discuss survival skills. What we would do if faced with an uncontrollable threat.
Werewolves?
Vampires?
Zombies.
Oh man, I'm sick of hearing about zombie attacks.
How cliche.
Zombies aren't that difficult to deal with. They move like 2 miles an hour. You just keep out a step out of the way, and then when they're coming, it's dumb.
Vampires are the scary ones. They can move with lightning speed and sneak right up to you. It's so exciting.
Werewolves are way cooler though. Think of all that power.
Fine. Then we'll talk about gremlins.
Gremlins?
Have there been Gremlin outbreaks?
A few in Chicago.
How come they weren't in the news?
It was very hush-hush. They don't want people to panic.
Wow, gremlins. They're nasty little creatures.
They totally are. Hard to get rid of too.
It makes such a mess.
Good. So we'll talk about the survival techniques related to gremlins.
A vampire couldn't outrun a gremlin, though.
Yeah, so could a werewolf.
Focus, people. First of all, I want everyone to check their security cameras. Make sure you have a good coverage at all your entrances. One missed angle or corner gives gremlins a chance to slip through.
Vampires are very good at doing that.
Yo, a werewolf would just rip that camera off the wall and just throw it on the ground.
Next, you'll want to improve your lighting. Don't allow for any dark corners where gremlins can lurk. They love the shadows.
Vampires do that too.
Yeah, and werewolves are so big they make their own shadows.
Next, install panic buttons on your computer keyboards or under your desks. You need to be able to alert our security forces as quickly as possible. Often, there is not time for a text or phone call, so the panic buttons allow for quick response.
Yeah, unless it's zombies. Pfft.
You'd have a good hour before they made it through the door and down the hallway.
Gremlins are quick. They won't give you a moment to think twice about what you do. You have to prepare and train because any hesitation will put you in danger. Drill your staff on what to do in your practice. Practice. You want their reactions to be second nature. Otherwise, they panic and you lose them to the other side.
I have a cousin that's a vampire now.
Yeah, that's pretty lame. I wouldn't brag about that.
You want your staff to be aware of all escape routes. It's best to get as many people as possible out of the area so the security team can move in, eliminate the threat without potential casualties getting in the line of fire.
But gremlins are fast. How can we outrun them?
You don't. If you can't escape safely, then hide. Shelter in place. You need to have designated safe areas selected for hiding during a threat where you can take shelter until the threats are eliminated. Gremlins are light and motion sensitive. They go after anything that moves. Your best defense is to hide in a dark room that you can lock. Lock the door and close the blinds. If the door doesn't lock, then blockade it with a heavy furniture. Keep your cell phones off. The light will attract them.
Vampires hate the light. I bet you could blind one with your cell phone.
If you're certain you won't be detected, then contact your security forces. Give them the location of the gremlin infestation, the approximate number of gremlins, the potential victims in the area. Details. The more we know about our enemy, the better prepared we can be.
Be prepared. That's my motto.
Oh, you made that up yourself, huh?
Yup.
Clever and original.
Thanks.
When our security team arrives, stay calm and show your hands. The hands are the key to anyone who is infected by the gremlins.
What happens if you're infected?
You don't want to know.
Maybe I do want to know.
It ain't pretty.
If you're infested, you'll have gremlins growing inside of you. When they fully mature,
Here it comes.
they eat their way out.
I'm sorry I asked.
Yeah, I told you so. Stupid.
So, keep your hands free and leave behind all your belongings. We don't need gremlins sneaking out into your bags or purses.
What if you have a designer purse?
Leave it.
Even if it's really expensive?
Especially if it's really expensive.
Avoid sudden movements. Security forces will react to any quick motions. Gremlins are fast and require lightning reflexes, so stay calm and move slowly around the security. And don't be a screamer.
Paula.
Look at me.
That will attract the gremlins and make security's job harder.
What if you're stuck for a long time in your shelter?
You should have water stored in your shelters, 1 gallon per person per day. And don't throw the water on the gremlins. It's not pretty.
Is it true that you can throw water on witches, though?
Yes.
I'm gonna write that down. Gremlins no, witches yes.
Store at least 3 days, count them 3-day food supply of non-perishables, the approximate time it takes for a complete gremlin cleanup. Most other creatures can be cleaned up after 3 days or less.
What's the quickest to clean up after?
Ghosts, duh.
Actually, ghosts can be pretty messy if they're ectoplasmic.
Yeah, that's a good point, I guess.
For the expert.
Stop brown nosing.
A whistle is handy in your emergency kit in case you are trapped and need to get security's attention.
What about a wolf whistle? They're kind of like dog whistles. They hurt werewolf ears. They hate them.
Isn't a wolf whistle what a boy werewolf does if he sees a cute werewolf girl?
Oh, yeah, it's pretty funny, Paula.
I thought so.
Why are you always trying to talk about vampires?
Because maybe I am one.
Ah!
I was just kidding.
Well, that includes our Senemar. Stay safe, everyone, and live strong.
Oh, that was some important imagery.